Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. I was just, flicking through some of the old shows that I grew up on, stuff from the 90s, just to see, the correlation, how things haven't really changed. Um, I mean, things have always been there, but with social media, and seeing everything on an international level, and seeing the world and women of other nations in different countries, you sort of get a deeper understanding of how things are pretty much worse. But they've always been worse, really. It's just that they're more the knowledge is more amplified because the knowledge has increased with the technology, right? And I was just watching this show. I mean, I never really saw this in the UK. I saw Ricky Lake and Jenny Jones and Oprah and what else? Sally Jesse Raphael and the big nose guy Jerry Springer. I saw them, right? And just watching this show, and they're gonna have a lineup of women, right? And if you look at the Edomite women, okay, there's one Ephraimite girl there, okay. They talk about the men that they be with, okay, and how many men each woman has been with, and on the left hand side, and this is all spiritual as well. On the left hand side, they've got the women that are melanated, okay, and the brown women, what look to appear to be Judite women, but they could be Northern Kingdom too, are very attractive, okay. And on the right hand side, there's one Northern Kingdom woman they put there, but she's got her hair dyed blonde, all right. So they try to do that colorism nonsense, okay. But basically, what they're doing is because America is a country that's based, on the color thing, on this white black bullshit, on this white black BS, and which isn't true because you are whatever your father is, pursuant to Numbers 118. The mother can be whichever female of any nation, but if your father's an Israelite, you are an Israelite by blood, okay? But what they're showing here is that they're showing the melanated women to be sluts, to be bisexual, to be dealing with numerous men at the same time, and to be dressing like a streetwalker, okay? And then on the right hand side, they show the Edomite women, right? All dressed so-called normal. They're either covered up, wearing sort of like not skin-tight clothes, semi-loose clothing, which sort of makes you look so-called sensible in this world, that is, okay? And the ones on the right, the Edomite women, have been with either they're dating or been with one guy for a year or two. And there's one girl there that's in Northern Kingdom because she's a sister anyway, right? She's the only one of the blonde, the hair dyed blonde. She's been with the same Jake since she was 14. She lost her virginity to him, okay? And she's the only one that's decent there. But the thing is, because she's light skinned and dyed her hair blonde, people are gonna assume that she's, an E, but she's not an E. I could tell by looking at her features and everything. And then they showed her man. Her man is a brown guy, a Northern Kingdom Jake. So, but because of this colorism thing, what they're trying to show is that they show the Edomite women. There's about two there, right? They're monogamous. They've been with one guy, but they show the so-called black woman, okay, or what appears to be a so-called black women dressed like sluts, okay, and be with numerous men, okay. And they're showing the brown women on the left and the pale women on the right, okay, because left meaning evil, right meaning so-called good, okay. And this is from 1994, okay, 29 years ago, okay. A lot of a lot of nostalgic feelings when you watch this sort of stuff. Obviously, you don't want to go back there, but who the hell wants to go through that hell again for the last 30 years? But I'm just saying, a lot of nostalgic feelings, especially if you're a teenager at that time watching this stuff and how the world was back then. You were young, dumb, and full of you know what. I'm just gonna play a bit of this. Okay, the initial couple of minutes. Then I'm just gonna go into some scriptures just to sort of correlate with this. And what's going to happen to you women that like to put it about? And I've said this in numerous videos as well. The martial law troops are watching you women, okay? Especially countries where there's not so many exotic looking women, all right? Like Ukraine, Russia, Edomite countries. Well, yeah, where a lot of Edomite men are, and a lot of Moabite men, Ammonite men. They look at you, so-called black, Hispanic, You Israelite foreigner women with the exotic look, and they look at you Edomite women too, but we don't really care about you Edomite. When they look at women in general, but they look at you Israelite women, with, they're going to come and tear you up, man. Okay, when that time comes. You like to sort of, as coined by Elder Malcolm, the cock carousel, you're going to get that for real, okay? There's a saying, okay, like for example, if a civilian puts in a policeman's uniform, you're acting like and somebody asks for help, but that guy will say, "Oh, I'm not a policeman. I can't help you." Then the other person will say, asking for help, "So why are you dressed like a policeman?" So then you women that dress like sluts and whores wear a prostitute's outfit. Now, if a man, obviously you're going to be alluring to men. We're men out here, right? And we want to roll up on you, say, "Yo, what's up?" And then you might say, "Okay, I'm not interested, blah blah blah." Okay, or I don't do this and I don't do that. So why are you dressed like that for? Huh? You women dress like that just for validation, as to create attention. But a lot of you women, are like that. And you know what? All this not listening and not taking heed is gonna, it's gonna really come in your face. Really sort of, you're gonna fall flat on your face, and literally too. This is almost 30 years ago, 29 years ago. Only the Lord knows what's happened to these women. But I'm gonna play a bit of it, okay? It shows how things have really worsened, and this has been going on for a long time, man. Okay, and how bad, and also how they use colorism and how they portray the so-called black woman as just a sexual tool, as a thing of lust. And you should see the clothes that they're wearing. These sisters are very attractive. Don't get it twisted. Nice looking. They're brown and all that. You know, one's like a nice caramel complexion. Those like light skin. The other one looks. The last one that comes out, she looks like a Gadite. She's got those almond shaped eyes and she's high yellow, lovely long curly hair. I mean, the things that they're wearing, they should be wearing that, for their husband in the bedroom, not out on the street. But that's neither here nor there. This is what's going to happen here. Okay.
To some lovely girl. Oh, come on. It's always guys, like, in rap songs calling women that name. But guys, meanwhile, will act like they're so promiscuous and brag about it. Women don't. Well, today you're going to meet some women on the show who say that they don't want a relationship. They want to have lots of guys in their lives. They say they want to have a lot of experience with a lot of different men. And you're also...
Okay, this is one more thing I want to add as well. Okay. Now, if you're buying something like a vehicle, right? You want to buy a brand new vehicle off the lot. Okay. Now, if somebody takes your vehicle, and somebody says to you, okay, that vehicle is, say, £50,000 or $50,000, right? Whatever, right? And it's a brand new vehicle, but then somebody else steals it overnight from the car lot, and you're going to come the next day to pick it up, and somebody drives around with it, dropping, eating burgers, fries, making stains, smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, taking drugs, and stains it up, scratching the rims by hitting the curb when they're parking up the vehicle or whatever, then brings it back the next day, right? Okay, and then the car's being cleaned up, saying, "Oh, and the owner says, oh, let's just clean up the car and just sell it to that guy who's going to come to buy it anyway." Okay, that's a used car. Okay, the owner's going to know that the smell is off in the car. It's not driving the same. It's got damage to the vehicle. It's not the same. It's like you women. You women don't understand that your virginity is very, very, very precious. If your virginity is kept and the Lord blesses you with a decent Jake, He's going to cherish you more, knowing that no man has seen your nakedness except Him. No man has touched you except Him. Okay? And any Jakes like that have got that blessing, meeting your woman in high school, whatever, when you're 15, 16, then you got married in your 20s or whatever. That's a beautiful blessing the Lord gave you. But you women that are attractive, that just put it about, you got to understand, why would any man wife you when, every man has had your legs up in the air in the backseat of their car, in hotel rooms, even in public places at nighttime when no one's looking. And then you expect a man to wife you up and take you seriously. And especially you Israelite women. Okay, you go with men of other nations, Edomite men and all that other thing. And then you expect a Jake to take you seriously and wife you up. No man's going to wife you up. And if you lie about your so-called body count and the things that you've done, it's all gonna come full circle and all fall flat in your face. And I've known about women where men have found out about their past, and these women have been beaten up by their husbands and the men got rid of them. You know, I'm not condoning a man putting his hands on his woman, especially on this side, but really, really and truly, it's lawful, man. You know what I mean? Because you do that. You're an SLUT. I don't blame the man to do that, but really, you shouldn't really do that. You should just walk away, man. You know, unless she cheats on you while you're with her, that's a different story. I'm not touching on that right now, but Salakia for going into that. This is just going to the vid.
Also going to meet some women who say that they're one-man women. They just want a relationship with somebody because that's the best way to explore life with a man. Let me first introduce you to the women who say they want a relationship. Madeline has been dating the same guy for the last year and
so now they're going into the Edomite-looking women. Okay, remember our people look like everyone, but America is a country built on colorism. Okay, where if you got the, like as Paul Mooney would say, if you got the complexion for the protection, they're gonna deem you as a so-called Edomite. Okay, now some of these women don't look like Edomites to me because in the UK we got real Edomites, man, and Edomites are not very good-looking people, and the women are ugly as f. Unless their grandmother was a Moabite or an Elamite or an Israelite woman or whatever. They've got that sort of exotic, sort of nice features, but they've got the pale skin. But in America, the Edomites there look kind of funny. They kind of look all jumbled up to me. But there are Edomites. There are Edomites who look like everybody as well, which is true. That's the parable between the wheat and the tares. You can have Edomites look like so-called black people, brown people, Chinese people, Japanese people. But anyway, let's go into the vid. Now they're showing the so-called Caucasian woman. Okay, they said that sharing a man, being one woman men is the best way to go. Okay, let's go into this.
Says that she knows from experience that dating more than one guy is horrible. She says monogamy is the best way to go. Nivea next to her says that she's a one-man woman who finds the whole dating game tiresome and boring. And then meet Tanya, who's been going with the same man for 10 years.
Okay, this is the Jake woman. She's Northern Kingdom, and the one,
and says that she's never cheated on him. Tanya says it takes a real woman to commit to one guy. And then Mary, who says she hasn't dated another man besides her boyfriend for over 2 years. She feels that women who guy hop need to get a grip. Now, we've coined a word.
Now, I agree with all this, with what some of these women are doing, But now, okay, now some of those 4 women that they showed, 3-4 women that they showed, 2 of them were Jake, but they were light-skinned, okay? So they're going into the light. So basically, they showed 2 Edomite women and 2 light-skinned Jake women, right? But now they're going to show the brown women, and they're going to just watch what they're wearing and what comes out of their mouth, how they're portraying the so-called black woman, okay? Okay? All right? Because let's just watch, man.
Here today, guy hoppers, women who hop from one guy to the next, sometimes all at the same time, sometimes dating 3, 4, 5 guys all at once. Let me introduce you to them. Michelle says she can't be satisfied with one guy and one relationship. She's now involved with 2 different guys at the same time, and she loves the diversity. Our next guy hopper, Dangerfield, he has a steady boyfriend to keep all of her options open.
Now look at this. She's a nice looking brown woman there, right? As you can see. Look how she's dressed when she comes out,
Even though she has a steady boyfriend. And then, after being married and with the same guy for 5 years, Katie realized that a monogamous relationship was not for her. She says, one guy, one relationship, that's dull and boring. And finally, someone who goes by the moniker of Dynamite, who believes that variety is the spice of...
Now, if you look, right, okay, there's a variety of women there, okay? And if you look at most of the women, there, the ones that are light skinned, majority of them, they're showing them as, you know, as so-called pure. Okay, but they haven't shown not one so-called black woman in the lineup as being monogamous. So basically, they're showing so-called black women as hussies, sluts, whores. Okay. Look how she's dressed.
And Dynamite. Hold on. Sir, can you please get your tushy out of our faces? Thank you there. Okay. Dynamite, you not only date many guys, you date guys and women too, right?
Yeah, they show them as bisexual, you know, and all the men in the audience clap to the fact that, you know, she dates women, and she's going to put a sign up saying that in 1 year she's dated 50 men and 20 women, and the next one, okay, I'll go into that because I only watched a bit of this, you know, I may have rephrased a few things incorrectly, but the fact of the matter is they're showing the brown women, okay, as sluts and whores, and as you can see, the two brown women that are on the lineup. There's other Jake women there too, but the two brown women, the visible Jake women, they show them as sluts and whores and bisexual, trisexual, and see how they're dressed as well. And both of them are very attractive. Don't get it twisted, but look how they're dressed as well. Okay, and this is all programming, man. This is why, you know, you got what's these? You know, that's why you got like certain that's why a lot of Edomites and men of other nations have sexual fetishes with so-called black women, you know, about so-called black women or women that have a certain look, an ethnic look, you know. That's why you see a lot of, an example would be Esau is, you know, dealing with Moabite women and Ammonite women on a very high level because they've got sexual fetishes. And the same thing happens with the Eve, okay?
Sure. Just to increase our options. All right, we have cards on the floor underneath your chairs. I'm going to ask each of you, the guy hoppers and the non-hoppers, a series of questions just so we can start off and understand where you're coming from. Let me start with Dynamite. How many men have you dated this year? Show us on the card, if you will. 50 men and 20 women. Katie, our next guy hopper, how many men have you dated this year? Who can keep track? Danger, how many guys have you dated this year? 100 guys? It's like one every 3 days. Michelle, how many guys have you?
Now, you know, she's dated 100 guys. If that's even true, there's definitely more. There's definitely more. You know, we've seen vids online about a woman, you know, being with 300 men. You know, 300 separate samples of DNA. Okay? And this is foul, okay? And, you know, this kind of glory, what these women, well, at this moment in time, is short-lived. You know, guaranteed these women are probably, you know, 50 to 70 pounds heavier. You know, they were definitely alone, unless some simp has married them. But anyway, let's carry on.
You dated this year? 10. That's a lot. In a year, that's almost one a month. Now, well, wait a second. Now we're going to get to our non-hoppers, our monogamous, one relationship, one man, women. Mary, how many guys you dated in the last year? 1. Tanya, how many? Tanya, how many? 1 and only 1. Nevia. 2. Okay. And Madeline, how many? 1. All right. Our next question, just to understand how you view men and the value of men in your lives. What is a man good for? What is he best at? What is he best being around for? Tell me, Dynamite. Dynamite? Without a sound effect, can you show me on a card? What is a man good for? A challenge. A challenge. Katie, what is a man good for? Excitement. All right, danger. What is a man good for? Sex and gifts.
There you go. They make the so-called black woman to be, you know, a gold digger. And what was her nickname? Danger. Right? A so-called black woman's name is Danger. And that should be, give you a sign in the first place. Why would you date a woman? Her name is Danger. And what's a man good for? Sex and gifts. Okay, I get the sex part. Women want to be, taken care of in that area. Gifts, okay, you're going to buy for your woman. That's your woman. But if that's all she views men for is just gifts and, and all that kind of thing, it's not really, a good, it's not really going to end well for women like that, Really, she should have put up a sign saying protection, love, and affection if she was, if she had any common sense, But her name is Danger, and this is what men are good for her. And she's had 100 men. Okay.
And Michelle, he's good for a good time. All right, now let's find out how the attitudes are different with our non-hoppers. Mary, what's a man good for? Respect. Tanya, what is he good for? Tanya, what is he good for? Love. Nivea, loyalty. Madeline, marriage. Quite a bit different. Our last and final question. I mean, most of you guys are interested in a good time. How old were you when you lost your virginity?
Oh, yeah, something like that.
13. Oh, so young. Katie, how old were you? 16. Very young. Danger? 15. Michelle? 16. Now, I wonder if the women who have a different attitude about men and about relationships, I wonder if they were older. We're going to find out now. Mary, how old were you when you lost your virginity? 19. All right, there is an example. Tanya, how old were you? 14, and he's still my only man. You've been with this guy since you were 14 years old?
She's the only one. Okay, Northern Kingdom. She's the only one. She lost her virginity at 14, and she's been with that same guy. That's a sensible woman there, if there is such a thing.
Hold on. You're the man. You're the man.
Yes.
So you've been with her since, how old were you? You weren't like Joey Buttafuoco or something.
Nah.
Right? How
16.
Old? You were 16. And you've been with her, let me ask you this. Now, have you cheated on her over those years?
Yes, plenty of times.
Yes, plenty of times? You sit there and nod your head even though you're true to him?
That's right.
It doesn't bother you that he's cheated on you?
Yeah, he did, but he had his choice, and he still chose me.
Okay.
Why? Because she was like them.
All right, let me just wrap this up. Nivea, how old were you when you lost your virginity? 18, much older. And Madeline? 18. Okay, so really, you guys really started this a lot younger. Maybe that shaped the way you look at men. Let me ask you this. Do you guys feel like your relationships are more superficial? I mean, with 100 guys, you probably have a stopwatch or something, and you go, your time is up, on to number 78. I mean, how long?
This is why women can't bond with one guy, They can't bond with him because they got so much DNA in their system. Okay, because sex, even though it's a physical act, it's also a spiritual act as well. And men can, traditionally, men, love doesn't come into the sexual part. It's like a line. You have your pride. Okay, you love all your women. You don't just love one specific woman. But a woman, after sex, she's more physically drawn to you. And these women can't bond with nobody. Okay, especially those two that have had 50 to 100 men each in 1 year. That's just 1 year. Okay, and this is 30 years ago. Can you imagine? By the year 2000, where they were. Okay, so a lot hasn't really changed. It's gone actually worse. Oh, no particular order. Okay. Proverbs 30:20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. That's why, even back then in the ancient world, they did this, And look how it's amplified now. These women are brought on stage, talk about their wickedness. Women laugh at it, and some women want to take a leaf out of their book and say, you know what, I want to be that way too. I want to dress provocatively. I want to, experience different types of men, different types of flavors, And in the end, They get that, they get those experiences and they so-called enjoy themselves, right? But in the end, what goes up must come down, all right? Because that's a wide gate. You're not going down the straight path, are you? You know, that's a path that everybody follows. Everybody does that, you know. Proverbs 13:20 again. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord, my power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Okay, what's the definition of mire? Mire is a stretch of swampy or boggy ground, stuck in the mud, a complicated or unpleasant situation from which it is difficult to extricate one's self, to get out, basically. So you won't be able to get yourself out of the situation, and you'll be like a swampy, boggy ground. So you'll be basically stomped out, okay? And that's what's going to happen to you women. You women that like to be provocative all the time, you like to tease men, you like to play games with men, you like to dine and dash with them, you like to go out on a date with a simp who'll pay for you, you know? You like to go out with a man, and you've got children, and you want him to pay for your children's food as well as yours, you know, all that kind of thing. You like to use men, especially a decent Jake that has a 9 to 5 that works, so called decent, you know. You like to sell yourself to men of other nations and all that kind of stuff. You like to move from one man to the next, you know. And then you expect a man to take you seriously and buy you things and wife you up. That's not going to happen. And you women that have put this, that have this spirit on you, when that day comes, you like to be ravished, you like to be taken. That's going to happen, okay? And it won't be no porn movie either. There's these soldiers that are coming, and these men that are going to be out in the streets wondering when old Jacob's trouble kicks off. They're going to be coming for you women, man. Okay, like you've seen these purge movies, right? These purge movies where these guys lust after certain women all year round, their next door neighbor, the woman on the third floor, or the woman and her daughter on the second floor. These weirdos, these sickos. They're gonna say, okay, when the purge comes, for example, when Jacob's trouble kicks off, it's gonna be like a permanent purge. They're gonna be because ain't gonna be no police, because the police are gonna be protecting themselves and their own families. You're gonna have to worry about the gangs and the men on the street as well as the soldiers that are gonna be wanting you. Okay, and then you're gonna regret it that you don't have a man for protection. Okay, and mainly one of the men of the Lord and the prophets and teachers that we learn from, because they will be able to protect you in the spirit and power, with the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Hashai. Because a lot of these men, these prophets and teachers that we learn from, are going to get spiritual power from on high. Okay, so a lot of you women are going to be up, in for a really, really, really rude awakening. Isaiah 13:16. The children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, and houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Okay, so when things kick off, when there's famine, when there's all hell breaking loose, you women are going to be commodity. Okay, you women, other men's wives are going to be ravished. Ravished meaning taken by force. Actually, let's get the meaning of the definition of ravished. Seize and carry off someone by force. That's what's going to happen. You women like to do a lot of role play with different types of men, okay, and they're slightly gentle with you to a certain degree. But when these men come at you, okay, and they want to ravish you, they're going to actually punch you, they're going to smack you, they're going to hit you with things, they might even stab you, have their way with you, then kill you, and then maybe even eat you. That's what's going to happen, because because Cannibalism is coming back. That's why they're making a lot of movies with cannibalism in it, you know, with cannibalism in it, and also giving references to drinking blood, you know. I mean, movies like there was a movie in the 90s that came out where there's a plane crash full of soccer players. Oh yeah, it's called Alive. I think it came out in 91 or 93. And there's a true story, by the way. It's a soccer team that crashed in the Himalayan mountains or something. And they were there for like 2-3 months. And the passengers that were dying, they started eating their butt cheeks first, slicing up like pieces of turkey ham and eating it raw, like beef jerky. So they're putting these little snippets of this in your mind. So a lot of, and Alex Jones even mentions it, because when that time comes, he's willing to eat human beings. And a lot of you men, people out there, especially you heathens and Jake, are going to do that because you're going to see it as meat. And a lot of you YouTuber Jakes are eating rats and mice online, eating catfish raw, just to get views and just to make that YouTube money. Okay, so this is all going to come full circle on all of you, man. Okay, because this knowledge and truth, no matter how small of it that you have, if the Lord is dealing with you, the Lord is dealing with you, man. Okay, you're going to be going through certain things. You're going to be getting certain revelations in your mind and understanding. Things are going to be lighting up like light bulbs in your mind because the scripture, the Lord, the angels are working in your mind to give you the understanding of the scriptures. You may not be as versed in the scriptures like a ninja the way the prophets are, but when you learn from the prophets, you understand. It just fits like a jigsaw puzzle in your mind, And I'm talking about the men of Great Millstone, okay, and affiliate camps that are linked to Great Millstone, and Great Millstone acknowledges them. I'm not talking about no other camp because other camps don't bring out the complete truth, okay? And double honors to the prophets and elders and apostles, prophets and elders of Great Millstone, man. And rest in power to Apostle High Priest Arya, double honors to him as well, man. Because he brought out the chart pursuant to Ezekiel 37, the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Mashai. Okay? All right? And you people out there that diss them, you're going to get yours, man. All right? But back to the women, hey, you're going to come in for a rude, very, very, very rude awakening. There's another scripture coming to mind. I remember certain snippets in, one second. Open her quiver. I think it's open her quiver. And I've also noticed as well that, the Israelite woman, right? I mean, women in general usually have that sort of thirsty look. I mean, I can understand that because, it's natural for men and women to be attracted to each other, right? But there's women out there, okay, that have men and still behave the same way because they like that validation and they like that attraction, they like that want from men. And the only reason they like that is because they are in a society where they can call 911, or in the UK it'd be 999, right? And they can call Esau for help, okay? Because feminism only exists in a so-called first world country. There's no feminism in India, okay, especially in the villages. There's no feminism in the Middle East, okay. There's no feminism in other countries, okay. And a lot of real women don't, so-called real women don't even like feminism, man. Like a man to be a man. They like to be at home, look nice, smell good for their husband, keep the house clean, take care of the children, go out with their man, once or twice a week when he has time, and they like to get taken care of in the bedroom by their man, They like to do everything for their man so the man has enough energy so he can deal with them in the bedroom, okay? You women that want careers, and you wonder why, by the time you're 40 years old, you've gone through about 300-400 men, you're below your quiver is open, like a 7-Eleven, and you expect a Jake to plant his seed in there and so you could give birth to his fruit, give birth to his seed. Ecclesiasticus 26 verse 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler. when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By her hedge, by every hedge, will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. A quiver meaning her vagina, arrow meaning every penis. Okay, put it in layman's terms. Okay, and drink the water. We're talking about semen. Okay, okay. She'll open her mouth as a thirsty traveler. And these are ancient scriptures. How women were. Some women were back in them days. And how can you just? But how, and look how it's amplified now, and it's actually applauded. I mean, even in the ancient world, it was, even listen, man, because men who have numerous women get praised, get applauded. Okay, women that have numerous penises inside them and deal with many men, even women call them slags. In the UK, a slag is basically a prostitute. Okay, get called a slag or a hoe or a whore. You understand? Even women diss you. Okay, so women trying to behave like men is not the same thing. Men and women are not the same. You can't behave that way. Okay, you deep down, women, you know what you want. Okay, okay, you want a man to be a man. Okay, let's just go to Ecclesiasticus 26 verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. What does haughty mean? Let's get the definition of haughty. Haughty definition. Arrogantly superior or disdainful. No, what is a haughty woman? Okay. Someone who's haughty is arrogant, full of pride. When you're haughty, you have a big attitude and act like you're better than other people. A haughty person acts superior and looks down on others. Haughty people are disdainful, overbearing, prideful, swaggering, and obnoxious, which is true. If you encompass all that or encapsulate all that, in a female form, in a woman, that's how most women act. And I've noticed that in my time, especially the so-called black woman, man. Okay, growing up here with a whole lot of Benjamite women, they got that locked down. Okay, then you got the women, then you got the other tribes that follow the Judite, Benjamin, and Levite woman. You know, as well as the Israelite foreigner women, they try and act the same way. And now you got women in general, even Edomite women, doing the same thing. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. The mascara. Now they got the cumbrellas on. Okay, because really, if a woman has a man, you should be stuck up around other men. Okay, if you've got to work in this world, fair enough. You deal with other men in a business way. You're in customer service. You work in office. You keep it professional. You don't have drinks with men after work. Now, if it's a work do and you got to go as a team, then fair enough. You keep it professional. You have one little drink, or you don't drink alcohol. You have your Sprite or Coca-Cola or juice. You have one drink. You say goodbye, bye bye, go home. You shouldn't be hanging around getting pissed with other men, especially if you have a man. Okay, you shouldn't be doing that. Period. Even if you don't have a man. Okay, because you're only going to get taken advantage of, and it's going to get into yourself in a situation you're going to end up with being with a man you don't want. Okay, or you might want at the moment, and then he's just going to use you and throw you away. Okay. Verse 10: If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Okay, so keep check on your daughters. Okay, keep check on their phones, their messages. I know it's harder as they get older, especially get them teenage years. You know, but you gotta, don't try and be their friend. Okay, you gotta, you gotta give your children love, your daughters love, but let them know and give them the straight skinny as well when it comes to men. Give them game. You know, this is what men are about. This is what they're about. Make sure they're dressed appropriately as well. And in this world, it's hard to sort of uh, make that happen because, especially if you're a single father, or you've got an ex-wife that's a bitch. There's a lot that comes against you, but you try your best. But make sure that you do your job as a dad. Okay, especially if you've got Israelite daughters, man. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. You know, I tell my own daughter all the time, you know, she's growing up and everything. I just tell her all the time, that, um, being a certain way is not going to get you a good husband, you know. And obviously, you have to tell your child all the time that, I'm going to choose your husband for you, you know. He's got to be of our nation. You always tell your daughters that, definitely not no cracker, not no other heathen nation, because for some reason in this right now, as we're coming towards the end, these damn people, these Edomites are trying to promote this "we are the world" spirit, man. And man, every time I go shopping, I see nothing but, you know, Jake women with damn devils, man. Went shopping yesterday, right? Nice looking, what looked to be a Benjamin woman with this cracker, man. This cracker looked like he smelled like old socks, man. Straight up, I couldn't believe it. I said, "What the hell?" I said, "There are demons working with these Edomites, man, getting some nice looking Israelite women." And this is hard to believe, man. This blows your mind, you know. Then you've got Edomite women with Moabite women, Ammonite women, Elamite women, his Northern Kingdom women, Israelite foreigner women. You know, it's like back in 30 years ago, you would hardly ever see that. If you did see it, it'd be like an anomaly. You know, you would see Jake with white women all day long, bruv. That was normal because, a king's gonna have different women of other nations. But when you see it the other way around with the Edomite, right, it looks weird, man. It looks like like an animal walking with a woman. You know what I'm trying to say? It looks weird the other way around. It looks weird. It looks weird. You know. You thought the Edomite woman was the biggest slut on the planet because every man of every nation has had an Edomite woman. But now I tell you one thing, man. Our women are right behind her, if not gone past her. And as well as women of other nations, they're on par, man, with the Edomite woman. Okay, which goes to show we're right at the end, man. Okay. Yeah, so you gotta let your daughters know what the straight skinny is. A lot of Jakes don't want to have this conversation with their daughters because they think that it's too sexualized, it's too open. But then when you don't tell them or don't give them game, okay, and with social media and pop, with this trashy music today, and all these images of brown women with these damn devils, they're gonna think that it's okay. You gotta let them know that it's not okay. Okay, you gotta stick with your own, and that's just the way it is. Okay. And also let them know that like by showing your nakedness and and giving your virginity away to any man, you're gonna lose your value. Okay, all right. You just tell them, you give them the straight skinny, man. If you got a daughter who's 17, 18 years old, you have to let them know. Okay, 16, 17, you let them know straight up. You got to let them know what men are about. What happens if you do let that happen? That's why in the ancient world girls got married young because they start getting tingly between their legs by the time they're I don't know 15, 16. Okay, and by the time they're about 16, 17, they're married. And once they're married to their husband, their Jake husband, they can have as much sex as they want, man. Take care of each other's needs, have children. It's all lawful. And the woman's taken care of. She's attracted to her husband because there's a spiritual connection because she's only had one man, which is her husband, and her husband's with her. You know, that's why you women got demons on you, man. You can't be attracted to one man because you've had so many different types of DNA, women of different men of different nations, and some of you women are experimenting with women, man. You know. Okay, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Verse 11, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. Okay, and that's most women today. That's most women today. I don't know about you, brothers. I've never had a virgin. The Lord blessed me with some decent looking women of different nations, but I've never had a real tight one to slide up in, or to pop on that and see the blood blood on the bed sheet or whatever. None of that. Always some MF got there first. But that's the hell that we live in, man. You know. So like, I was a little bit all over the place, and I just thought this this situation. I was just watching this, scrolling through a few things, and I saw this vid, and I thought, let me have a look. And it goes to show how things were bad then and they're bad now, man. Things haven't really changed much. They've gone worse, you know. And the fact that she said that she deals with women as well, this one here, And if you look at the audience, a lot of the women weren't even disgusted by that, I remember being in school, and this is like back in the early 90s. There was an Edomite girl there, right? And she says she finds 2 women normal, but 2 men abnormal. At that time, I agreed because, when you're in the world and you don't know any better, because we're men, we like women, and women dealing with each other at that, women being with each other, it didn't really bother us because, we thought, okay, lesbians is cool, but, a bundle of sticks, Mo's, FA to the double G to the O to the T to the S, are disgusting, which is true. 2 men together is disgusting, but, but then when you wake up and it's all disgusting, man. It's all disgusting because even some women think that women together is fine, and it just goes to show with that sort of mindset with most women, most women will experiment with other women, and that's a foul world that we live in. That's a demonic spirit because Sodom means heat. Okay, sodomy means heat. They have that lustful heat towards each other. I mean, I can understand having lustful heat as a man in his right mind to a certain degree. When you got heat, my heat is towards a female. You know what I mean? Because you desire a female, or you desire the woman that you're with. And you got moles that desire each other. It's just some foul, foul, foul demonic spirit, man. And then you got women, lesbians that want to deal with each other. It's a foul, foul, foul spirit as well. And then you got, they're promoting it how? Look at that. It's all done by design. You got to look at this situation spiritually, man. They show the 2 they show the 2 women that look visibly brown to be scantily clad, dressed, to deal with hundreds of men, and to also to be bisexual as well, and to laugh and joke about it like it's okay. Like I said, man, you women are going to be trodden down in the mire of the streets. Okay, and it's worse today. Okay, hot girl summer and all that. Megan the Stallion, who's a man, I think, anyway, but promoting herself as a female, or himself as a female. See how confusing that is? Babylon means confusion anyway. And you got Nicki Minaj, who's an Israelite foreigner herself, Nicki Minaj, because her real name is Nikita Maharaj. Her father's an Israelite foreigner, East Indian, and her mother is so-called black. Promoting all this BS. You know what I mean? And see how, if you look at rap music and music in general, how they use a so-called black woman or women with a melanated look as nothing but temptresses, sexual tools, fetishes, bisexual behavior, Cardi B and all that. That's what they promote. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on this. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Vadash.